Air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, has always been responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago, and now the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar. But the world is met with silence. 5 young heroes stopped a secret Fire Nation invasion on their way to deliver the news of the air nomad genocide to Ba Sing Se. Now the world knows of the loss of the air nomads, and both the water tribes and the Earth Kingdom prepare for all-out war. But as harmony is dissolved, our young heroes need to address the agitated spirits and bring peace back to the world. Welcome to another episode of the Flying Bison Podcast. It's me, your GM, Justin, and I am joined with some wonderful players tonight. We've got Nicholas Coplin, Johnny Button, Steve Durgan, Danny Wickman. Monroe Hayden is experiencing some technical difficulties right now, and she will be in momentarily. But for now, we are soldiering on without her. And so I gotta ask this question of you all, which is, I got this idea from an ad I listened to in a podcast. And I kind of took it for our own podcast. Where's the weirdest place you've role played?
Okay, wait a minute.
Tabletop, tabletop, Danny.
All right.
Where were you thinking of?
Moving on.
Tabletop.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
No, my real question. Here's my real question. Walk through this scenario with me, okay?
Okay.
This podcast blows up. It's huge.
It's happening.
Avatar, it's happening. It's happening right now.
As we speak.
Avatar Studios comes to us and they say, we want to make an anime of your podcast. An Avatar anime.
Okay.
That also blows up. Netflix then approaches us and says, that anime was incredible. We want to make a live action limited TV series of your anime. Who is playing? I'm assuming you're going to voice your character in the anime, but who's playing your character in the live action adaptation of our hit Avatar anime show?
So time travel rules, because age and stuff.
Sure, time travel.
I think of age as a
time travel rules. But if you can pick someone alive that fits the character now, better.
Kim Jung Hyun from Crash Landing on You. For those who watch K-dramas.
Oh, okay. So
not the dictator of.
Excuse me.
Hyun, not Un.
it sounded like he said.
Okay. It sounded like Un.
Sound like it.
It sounded like Un, so I was a little like, that's a little tasteless joke, Steve. But
Yeah,
okay,
that is not. No, guys. No. Anyway, I just think he did such a good job. That was my first time seeing him in something, was Crash Landing on You, and I thought he was incredible. And I think a younger version, just slightly younger version of him, because he's about my age, but a younger version of him could play Ren, and I think do a really good job with like the energy that Ren has.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe people's like essence, or at least how it comes through with a character.
Sure.
Yeah. I think he would nail it.
Yeah. I think for Osa, I would cast Masaoka, who played most famously Hiro Nakamura on Heroes.
Yeah. Oh, I see that a lot. That's really good.
Yeah,
That's a good get.
Out of the park.
Yeah, he would do really well. He's got that like bumbling-ish, awkward like energy. I feel like that Osa kind of like has a little bit.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That's good. Yeah, I would do like a young. Well, she wasn't even an actor when he was young, but Ma Dong Seok, or also known as I think he goes by Don Lee. He was in Train to Busan. He's in Train to Busan. The soon-to-be father, not the main dad. He was in Eternals, which he was wasted in
Gilgamesh.
heavily, but
he was incredible in Eternals.
Yeah, he was wasted, but he was
that movie.
really good in that.
Yeah. I definitely see him as Che for sure.
Yeah. I especially just think of like the train scene where he just like straps up and is like, everybody follow me.
Yeah.
I just I like that. That's good.
Yeah. I will cast everyone else. We're gonna have be some sort of like Asian like descent, but then we'll just have a grown adult John Mulaney play young Boomy.
Perfect.
I love it.
100%.
I love it.
Unquestioned.
And no one will question it at all.
No.
Everyone will just accept that as reality.
Yeah. That is a 12-year-old, yes.
Towering over our party.
Go to sleep, young child.
Just way taller than everyone.
I think I'm gonna have to say Jim Carrey.
Okay, Danny.
Okay.
Now an actual cast.
No, I was thinking Choi Woo-shik from he's also in Train to Busan. He plays the athlete, the high school athlete.
Oh,
yeah, he's also in Parasite. He's also the brother in Parasite.
I could see it. There's some I feel like he'd be good energy there.
Yeah, he'd be good with playing like. I feel like he'd be good with playing like this happy-go-lucky, like I'm just happy to be here. I want everyone to be happy as well.
That's
fun. Kind of guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who slowly develops his secret rage.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to ask about the rage, Danny.
Yes.
I think the rage would be good.
I think he'd play it well.
I want to play the game too. Can I play the game? I have so many characters.
Wait, we're making a game too, not just a show?
I got a quick fire on the.
Okay. Oh, quick fire. Okay.
Because I mean, you do have 40 characters.
Yeah. So James Hong would be the Earth King. Hiroyuki Sanada. We talked about actually earlier. We were talking about how you play like great Iron. I think that'd be fun. Here's mine for Now Zhao. Either Donnie Yen, if we could get him, or
Robert
Filipino or Filipino actor Lou Diamond Phillips.
Ooh.
I think Lou Diamond Phillips would be a pretty good Now Zhao.
Lou Diamond Phillips would be
incredible on that.
Yeah, has the hair.
Yeah,
has
got like the energy. Got the swagger.
Even I'm just Googling pictures right now, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
I've seen a couple of things as a villain, and he would be really, really good. Now,
so good. Technically, the second season of our show, he would also be cast as Che.
He would also,
someone who looks like
to be fair, he didn't just get his dad's face plastered onto his.
This is a face-off.
Full Disney Uncanny Valley, just make him look younger.
Oh no!
Just de-age him.
Yep.
We will have to. We'll have to check in with Monroe when she comes back later and ask her who she thinks would play live action Liko. I'm curious what she's thinking. That's very interesting.
Monroe is an actress, so maybe
Monroe
just pitch herself.
Monroe is honestly she's Asian too. She could just play herself.
So I just looked up who looks like Lou Diamond Phillips, and the best Google query. The first link was a comparison of Lou Diamond Phillips and Benjamin Bratt. So a young Benjamin Bratt would be playing Che.
There we go. Okay, wonderful. Nope, not happening. All right, wonderful. I love it. That's hilarious. I hope it happens one day. That'd be amazing. Even if we got to have an anime, that'd be incredible. Steve, we're gonna do this at the top.
Yeah.
Tell our listeners about our new store.
We have new merch, and I know last time we talked about a Rozuk inspired favorite, the "I'm happy to be here" shirt. But this time, I'm excited to announce our first beanie. We have an embroidered beanie.
That's and cool.
It looks super cozy. And it's just got the FBP with the dash on it. And yeah, just a reminder, I mean, everything at the merch store, we are very thoughtful and rigorous about making sure that we can see the supply chain as much as possible, that there's no exploitation involved in the making of everything on there. So we're really excited about it. This is a fair trade beanie. And I'm going to get one because it's still cold and I'm just entering what would be the colder portion of the winter here in Spain. So I'm excited about it. But yeah, bundle up like a waterbender, y'all.
Wonderful stuff. Bundle up like a waterbender. Good. Wonderful. Are you all ready to get into our feature presentation for the evening?
I've never felt less ready, but let's do it.
we should do a little behind the scenes. So like we normally work off Foundry, and my computer broke, so I had to take it into the Apple Store, and they're like, we got to fix it. It's going to take at least
3 years,
3 to 10 business days. And I was like, okay, great. So I was scrambling to try and get everything that I would need to like work off of my work computer. And so I like took screenshots of everyone's character sheet and all that stuff. And we're thankfully, I'll shout it out. We're using Character Keeper made by friend Sully. He makes amazing like supplements for Avatar, including his Character Keeper. You can find it on his itch.io page. Really great stuff. I'm using that in a pinch. It's perfect for keeping a character, which is why it's called the Character Keeper. So check it out if you're looking for like a digital way to like house your Avatar like character sheet. Sully's Character Keeper is
Sully's a genius.
If you want to partake of his divine presence, you can join our Discord. And,
he's great.
Ask a question on gaming questions, and he'll usually come out of the woodwork.
If you're in the subreddit too on Avatar Legends, he's in there a bunch too. He's
king of the subreddit.
Wonderful person. Yeah, he's a wonderful person. All right, I got a little recap. Previously on the Flying Bison Podcast, the sand sailing team of the twins Mellor and Hin and the Launcher brothers beat out every other team and took home the Dust Bowl race. Woo! Yeah! Woo! After the brothers reconciled, but came to respect each other's own paths, sort of creating a little bit of distance where there wasn't distance before. Meanwhile, Liko, Osa, and Ren discovered foul play on the part of the Grease Tiger monkeys and put a stop to their machinations, saving an old man in the process. But in order to stop the other Grease Tiger monkeys, Osa reached out to a friendly spirit, only to have that co-opted and be blasted back by an old enemy, Kavo, the dark spirit that bonded with his friend Ketsun. And as Kavo touched Osa's mind, the spirit stole something intrinsic and fundamental, Osa's sanity. And we pick up on the field at the finish line of the Dust Bowl race, as Osa has just walked up and introduced himself as Lou to Che and Rozuk. And now you all have to figure out what to do next.
I think I had asked the twins
Take
when
it
they
as soon
could
as possible.
They said earliest they could leave.
We'll pack and we'll leave tonight.
So
Ren is just guiding Osa as needed to wherever they walk, whenever they walk, and does not look pleased.
Yeah, and Osa is frequently muttering to himself and trying to just wander various directions and not necessarily always amenable to that guidance.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liko's helping a little bit to try and help Ren kind of guide Osa back to the Broken Arrow Inn or wherever you're trying to get to.
I guess, we'll just stay at the
We would
inn.
wait there until we know we can head out. Got to get our stuff.
Okay.
If a moment can be found so we get Osa in to the inn, Che will sort of signal Liko to take over with Osa and kind of pull Ren aside.
It takes some prying.
Yeah, he pries.
like it's a series of like progressions. It's like the reverse of the Italian goodbye. It's like then we get, and Ren is like, kind of there in the doorway, just still looking at Osa with his jaw set. Okay. What?
How are you?
What do you mean? I mean, no, I know what you mean. Not good. I just don't know why he does this. You weren't there, but It was just a race. You won anyway.
Yeah, what did he even do?
He said he had an idea. And then I don't remember what he said, but before I could even ask him what he thought he was doing, I think he meditated or something. And then he was like this.
More spirit stuff.
I tried to stop him. And he didn't listen.
You didn't do anything wrong. Ren. And I'll put an arm on his shoulder and sort of like look under to, I'm assuming he's hanging his head, to sort of meet his eyes. I'm sorry for what happened, but this isn't your fault. I promise that we are going to fix it.
Why does he always throw himself away? It's like he's trying to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's like he just doesn't know. He is more important than that race. Could have found another way.
The same was true the last time. We will get through to him.
Maybe he hasn't changed.
Maybe not. But eventually he's going to realize that throwing himself away hurts the people he cares about most. More than if he didn't do whatever he was doing.
Ren nods. Can I go back now? Just keep an eye on him.
Of course. I promise we'll fix this.
Yeah.
And I'll give him quite the talking to once he's out of it.
I think I'll give him the talking to the entire time until it's fixed.
Good. Can I roll a life of regret?
Let's pull that up.
For the listeners, when you comfort or support an NPC, it's just say NPC, but can I roll it on? Oh yeah, no, that's not helpful here. Never mind. I'm just gonna roll guide and comfort.
You can definitely guide and comfort him.
Okay. I rolled an 8 minus 1 is a 7.
On a 7, they can either embrace your guidance and comfort or shut it down.
Yeah, there was nothing that Ren would really reject in what Chase said.
So, Ren, you may clear a condition or 2 fatigue. And Che, you may ask one question of Ren that they must answer honestly.
Okay. I can't think of anything. Okay.
It's you, May. You don't have to ask a question.
I don't think Che wants to know anything about Ren right now.
And there is a balance shift in the guide and comfort, correct?
If they roll the 10 plus.
Shoot.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry. I failed you, Steve.
It's all right. It's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Or if you shut down his...
Oh, you could shut it down.
Or if you shut it down. There's a balance shift in response to that.
There's automatically a balance shift in the direction of whose choice?
In Che's choice.
Oh, bum, bum, bum. All right. There's one thing I can easily take issue with. Ren hovers in the door for a sec. Che, I don't know how to think about things being my fault or his fault or anyone's fault anymore. But I do know I could have stopped him. And then he turns inside.
I do get to respond.
Oh,
so,
okay.
because that is me shifting your condition in response. Che will say,
yeah, Ren gets to inflict a condition on Che.
Oh, yeah.
Che gets to shift Ren's balance in response.
Get conditioned, Che.
So what condition are you inflicting on Che? Do you think is appropriate here, Ren?
I think insecure.
Man.
Sorry, man.
It's all good. Che will look a little taken aback, but then he'll say, at some point, you're going to have to let go of the you that you can't be. You got to learn to forgive yourself.
Ren doesn't meet your eyes. He swallows and manages a nod.
And I will shift him towards forgiveness.
Of course you will. I believe that brings
Che does not enter the room. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go. I was just going to say it brings Ren to center.
Che will walk. We're in like the rooms upstairs, I'm assuming. So he'll go downstairs and go outside and just... he doesn't really know what to do. So he will like pace a little bit. He'll like lean against the building. He just kind of waits until the twins come.
Yeah. When Ren is coming back to the room, Osa has been like, you left and he was kind of just nonsense muttering, but you come back and he's swaying back and forth, and like mid sentence you hear him saying, "It doesn't matter. I'm going to lose all of you, everyone I love." And as you walk in, he looks up, makes eye contact with you, and says,
Osa?
"And one of you is going to betray me." He just stares at you.
Ren's face just twists into a knot, and he beams across the room and grabs you by the collar. Who are you? He's searching your eyes frantically.
I'm Osa.
What are you saying?
They were all dead, Ren. They were all gone, and he didn't care. You didn't care!
We're here. What are you talking about? No one's going anywhere. We're here with you. We're going to stay with you. And no one's going to betray you. Certainly not me.
Bow here.
Ren's face goes white, and he slaps Osa again. I don't know if they serve Bao. Is it still you?
Yeah, it's always been me. What? Did we stop them?
Stop who, Osa?
General Shi.
Yes. We stopped Shi.
That's good.
Ren's tears start coming again.
So,
Osa, are you just sitting on a bed, or are you...
Bed, chair, I'm not really sure. Just in the room, yeah.
Ren starts to bind Osa to some fixed object in the room, something heavy. Danny?
Osa doesn't move.
I was going to say, I think at this point, like during this, Rozuk was probably standing like in the doorway, just sort of watching maybe from like around the corner. And at this point, he's going to walk in and see Ren like in tears. And he says, Ren, let me handle this, Ren. Why don't you go to your room? I don't...
Handle what? You think you can fix this?
No, I don't know. I don't know. He sort of turns away from Osa and pulls Ren aside and says, I get what you're doing, and I feel like it's hard for you, tying up a friend like Osa in.
I don't think you're helping.
So that's all I'm trying to do, Ren.
Me too. Ren squats down. I'd like to use his moment of balance.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay. You unlocked it
30
towards the end
episodes
of season 1. I know. Yeah, towards the end of season 1. A long time ago. Why don't you read the moment of balance and then tell me what you do?
The idealist tries to balance these two principles, forgiveness and action, by finding a way to both take action to make change and to be compassionate, merciful, and forgiving. Their moment of balance signifies finding this perfect equilibrium. The idealist stops the actions of others, whether through their skills and training or through their words, and finds a way to fix a major problem through compassionate action. Tell the GM how your compassionate actions end a conflict utterly and completely.
Tell me.
Ren squats down in a meditative stance and enters the spirit realm. And wants to see what is happening to Osa on the other side.
Steve, you tell me how your compassionate actions end a conflict utterly and completely. Yeah, this is your moment of balance.
I know. I just need a little something to look at to know what I'm ending. Because right now, Ren is seeing all of this scatteredness just in chaos pouring out of Osa, and he knows something's wrong, and he knows that something's related to the spirits is happening. But I'm just wondering if when I go to the other side, does Ren see anything?
You hop into the spirit world. And in this room, you see everyone standing where they were in the material world. You then look over to Osa, and you see that he is like a straitjacket wrapped in chains. And every 2, 4, 3 links isn't like a regular chain. It's like this mass of black energy. And as you're watching Osa in the material world, you're seeing him as he's going through these moments, losing himself in these characters. And every time one of these changes happen, one of those links will turn black. Just like all the other chains. Just like, all the other random chains in the links.
Once in the spirit realm, Ren is not crying. His face just goes totally stoic. And he's a bit rigid, but he walks towards Osa. And he just puts his hands on the chains. Who are you? What are you?
I don't remember how, so that's fine. We're gonna do you hear
the chains serve me. I am Kavo, the spirit of corruption. And who are you, worm?
I am Rensong of Kyoshi Island. And you're going to let go of my friend permanently.
And pray tell, why would I do something like that?
Surely you want something. Something I can trade? Surely something interests you more than another worm.
It is a parlay, then.
Call it whatever you want. Just make it quick.
Ko told me about you. You've made deals with spirits before.
Ko was not as wise as you are, I imagine. There'll be no tricks this time.
You will not flatter me. I am above you. I will let your friend have his sanity back. But when the time comes, I will ask you to do something. And you must agree. Otherwise, he will lose more than his sanity.
I have a counter offer. I would like to pay now, but in a different way. You have an interest in ruining the world? Something like that? Corruption? You could do a lot more corruption if you take over the Song Dynasty. I offer you 2 worms in place of the one. I and Chen Song of Kyoshi Island. Use them as you will.
And who are you to make this deal on behalf of others?
Ren smiles. As if you care about our agency, our choices. Osa didn't ask for this. He didn't give himself to you willingly. You know as well as I do that it was a worm's mistake. Who do you care if it's mine to give? But if you're asking for something that will cost me, they are my mother and father, and I am their legacy. Take it. It should be more than enough.
The chains loosen just a bit. The black links turn back into looking like metal. And then the chains just shatter. And the last thing you hear is,
"You're going to regret this. I'll see you again."
Nice doing business.
and there's silence in the spirit world.
Ren steps forward and tries to embrace Osa's form.
Back in the material world, Osa, your life comes rushing back to you. Everything in sequential order. You know exactly who you are, where you are, what you've done, who you've become. And before you even have a moment to speak or do anything, you feel pressure hugging tightly around your body. And your airbending tattoos glow momentarily. And in this deep moment of connection, I would like for you to mark a destiny track.
All right. That fills me up again.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Is this punishment or reward? I can't even tell.
Little of both. You can't fight your destiny. It comes and...
I guess it depends on what Osa's destiny is.
Depends on what Osa's destiny is.
That's true.
Ren, despite everything that Osa has taught you about the spirit world, you find yourself being able to hug Osa from across planes.
Ren returns to the material world.
Also, almost immediately, that pressure becomes clear as Ren is embracing you in a hug.
Ren looks up through tears.
You did this?
Are you back?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
As soon as Rozuk hears this, he's just gonna his jaw drops and he sprints downstairs to find Shay.
Ren, I should have listened to you.
Yes, you should have.
I'm sorry.
You big stupid. And Ren's pounding his fist against your chest. Just slow down and listen next time.
I'll try. Now might not be the time to tell you, but I don't know. There's going to be many more opportunities to slow down.
Why? What's happening to you? The wings and the aura and the tattoos and the chains.
There is a spirit that I'm connected to. Yeah.
I thought it was a good spirit.
Yeah, it is. I think that he's in trouble. And I think it has to do with the spirit that had me just now. I think it has to do with Iron. It's all connected. I told you about Ketsune. He's a part of it.
Yeah.
When I left, I went to talk to him. I went back to the Southern Air Temple. That was a mistake. Ren, is it just me and Ren in the room right now, or is I know
there's Liko too?
Liko too?
Yeah.
I look over at Liko.
She kind of looks. She looks at you, and just then awkwardly turns and walks out.
She walks out.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't stop her. I kind of wait that as she walks out, and then Ren, I've been talking to Iron.
You have a death wish again?
No, I don't. I need to understand why I'm back. I need to understand.
Can't Wan Shi Tong tell you that?
Wan Shi Tong is not all-knowing. He collects knowledge. He shares what he can. But he's not everywhere.
Look, I don't pretend to know everything about spirits. You're the Airbender.
I was.
But don't you think that you could have... Don't you think it's reckless?
Ren.
It's like you don't even know how much you matter to us.
Maybe I don't. Maybe you're right. But I don't think that you understand that if I don't make some of these decisions, I'm terrified that all 4 of you are going to get hurt because I didn't do something soon enough.
And you know that.
No, I don't.
You know that so much that you're going to go get bound up in a bunch of chains and lose your mind.
And I would lose my mind, my soul, every part of me 1,000,000 times again if it meant that I could keep you safe.
But I don't want to be safe.
I need you to be safe.
I want to be with you.
Alyssa kind of takes a step away and is looking away from Ren now. Ren, I can't. We can't.
What if you're wrong? What if all of this is wrong and you can just forget about it and leave it behind you and these spirits won't bother you anymore? I just made a deal with that one, whatever it was, and it let you be.
He'll be back. It's not that simple. And you've seen the things I can do. It's not like all of this is just in my head. You've seen it. It'd be one thing if I was convinced that I came back for some grand purpose, but there was no evidence of it. But why can I do the things I can do? Why do the things that keep happening to me keep happening if there's not more to it? If the things that I've been saying aren't real?
Could it be that you're leaning into it a bit too much? Could it be that we're interacting with all these spirits because we're chasing spirits? Praying to spirits? I don't know, communing with spirits?
So what do? We go start a farm in Ba Sing Se and pretend nothing else is happening in the world? Would you be happy doing that, Ren? Would you be able to live with yourself knowing the kinds of things that are happening outside the walls of Ba Sing Se and just staying inside and not doing anything about it? Because I know you better than that.
Maybe you don't. Ren walks out.
He immediately walks into all three, Rozuk, Shay, and Liko, as they were just outside the door. Just around the corner.
We didn't hear anything.
He's back.
Shut up.
Ren tries to push past y'all.
Jay lets him.
Yeah. Rozuk is still in like a hugging mood because he's just hugged a bunch of people. So he runs into the room and just goes in for a huge hug with Osa.
Osa's a little bit stiff, but he like accepts it. He hugs.
He doesn't even
back,
care. Yeah. It's glad to have you back, buddy.
Oh man, there's again, some of these, that was so good. I don't want to be like, can you just pause for a moment so we can roll the call someone out move, please? But I definitely think that's what Ren was doing right there. He was trying.
I think after the fact is fine. Yeah.
He was trying to call Osa up to live up to his principle of patience. It sounded like. Yeah. So I would love it if you could do the call someone out move. So you're going to shift your balance away from center and roll with his. Yeah. Roll with his patience, which is 0. So it's just 2d6.
Okay. I move towards action further.
Definitely. Yep.
I rolled a 7. And you said there's his modifier?
Yes, which is principle?
0. Okay.
Yeah.
7 it is.
Okay. So on a hit, Osa, you are either called to act as Ren says. So you either do it or mark a condition. And it sounded to me like what narratively happened is that you don't want to do that.
Ditch your destiny, bro.
Now, here's a question about that mechanically, because I think that narratively in that moment, Osa was rejecting it. I think that, though, given a little bit of time and a little bit of space,
some shower thoughts.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's something that Osa is going to lean toward.
All right. If that is true, then I will not make you do not need to mark a condition. But you in that conversation challenged Ren's view as well. And if you want, Ren needs to either mark fatigue or they shift their balance as you choose.
So I was at my center, which was towards forgiveness by 1.
Okay.
And then I just got pushed towards 0-0, back towards action.
Yep.
What would you like to do, Johnny? I won't mark fatigue.
So you're not going to mark a fatigue?
No.
What are your principles again?
Forgiveness and action.
And action. I think then I would probably say move 1 towards action.
Again.
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, that's very fair. Wow. Okay. Liko's just like, that sounded intense.
It was nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to say, Osa, I'm glad you're back. Whatever Ren did was incredible. But at some point, you gotta realize, you doing this, you hurting yourself like this, hurts us too. You are hurting us. You're not protecting us from harm.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
I am.
I know you believe that.
Ren shows up in the doorway with his things. Hen and Mela are here.
Yep. All right. Well, everybody pack up, I guess.
Let's go read.
You all pack. And eventually you go downstairs. There are Mela and Hen. They're ready to go. And they're kind of like warily watching Osa. And then they can see that like Osa's acting totally normal. And they're like, oh, that was... You're okay now?
Yeah. Ren,
The Enclave police force is at large right now.
Yeah, they're still looking for the touch of winter sky.
Yeah, they're still looking for the touch of winter sky.
Are they gonna be okay over there? It doesn't matter. Yeah, Ren.
Oh, you guys heard that? Sorry.
Yeah. Clear as day.
Loud and clear, my friend.
Ren did some amazing things.
Wow. Okay.
Nothing the moment of balance can't fix.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't think
no one does. We're just gonna move on.
Just came to me.
To Wan Shi Tong's library. Okay. All right. All right. Let's head out, and they take you to the exit to the Enclave. Yes, it's a sand rowboat that they row all the way from the inn.
We just had an episode.
Past people just walking past you, walking normally on the street as you're all at a much faster speed.
The death race is all rowboats going
gosh.
3 miles per hour.
That'd be a great insult in the Enclave is just go paddle sand.
Okay, but also the aesthetic of like Venice, but it's built on top of sand is kind of cool.
That is cool. That's kind of dope. That's good. All right, they take you out into the desert, and they point in a direction and say, "It's this way." And we are going to roll
credits.
A fun move. Roll credits. That's it. End of the season. It's this way. No. In the Wan Shi Tong's Adventures Guide, there is a move for getting to places in the desert. So, when you try to cross the Xinjiang Desert to reach a specific destination, roll with modifiers. Do you have a knowledgeable guide? Yes, you do.
Yes.
You take +1. Good thing you got them. Do you have an easy access to flight? Absolutely, you do. You have 2 easy access to flight. So that is +2 together. Are you traveling with someone attuned by balance principle to your destination? What the heck does that mean? Let's look at...
This is a great question.
We're all like...
okay. If someone traveling has a particular spiritual or mental connection to your destination that can aid in the journey. What do y'all think? If someone's balance principles specifically tuned to Wan Shi Tong's library, knowledge...
What are
everyone say your principles at the same time.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just someone pitch
for
something
my character, it's definitely no.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like background-wise, Che might have a connection to like the idea of, collecting knowledge, hoarding knowledge, knowledge as a goal unto itself. But that's kind of a stretch. So
it's a bit of a stretch. I'm gonna, if no one's coming out and saying like, absolutely, this is
Osa better not try to go reach Wan Shi Tong via spirit phone. I'm gonna put the kibosh on that.
The boat.
Let's say you don't get the +1 for that, so still just +2 overall. Do you have ample supplies? I don't really care to take a step and be like, do you have ample supplies? So you won't take the -1 if you don't have ample supplies. So still +2. And are you traveling to the spirit library in the Kyoshi or Roku era? Now you're not. So you take a -1 to that.
Harder to find.
It is harder to find.
During this era. Makes sense.
Correct. Yes. And you'll see why. I'm sure you've seen the Avatar, the last Airbender episode. But so ultimately, you're going to roll with just +2 to this roll. So I need someone to roll and add +2 and tell me what they get.
Justin, I just want to say this move would have been fantastic in a past post Cactus Juice trip that we had.
So I thought actually I had it up and I was actually getting ready to use it when Osa called Rue.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to catch you.
It was a nice try. That's a good try. I'm a much better GM than that.
Go for it, Johnny.
You're not going to catch me.
All right, we have a roll.
Ooh, 10.
Okay. Ooh.
10
+2.
total.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about.
+2.
12.
12?
It was
No,
it was
total?
+2. So, yeah, 10
+2.
I rolled an
Okay.
8.
That's fine. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's mechanically the same thing, a 10 and 12. On a 10 plus, you choose one, and the GM chooses one from below. You reach your destination, but on a 10 plus, you choose one, and the GM chooses one from below. Oh, okay. You are... I get it. So this is difficult. And no matter what you do, this is difficult. Even on a 10 plus, this is still something very hard to find. So on a 10 plus, you get to choose one from these 3 options. You are exhausted and your supplies are depleted. Each traveler marks 2 fatigue and 1 condition. You run afoul of the dangers of the desert along the way. You lose an important tool or resource, especially the ability to find your way back. Or you draw attention to yourselves. Something has followed you to your destination. The GM chooses what it is and when it reveals itself. Now, normally on a 10 plus, you would choose 1 and I would choose 1. But because you are traveling with a Siwang tribes person, the GM always chooses 1 fewer options from the list, which means I do not choose any. You just get to choose from those 3 options.
Okay. So, do you want to just go with the we get there one? Not have something follow us or lose something?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to not lose something important.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, guys, I'm in trouble.
How far of a... Oh, I guess we weren't... Wait, because one of the things is, do you have flight as an option? Does that mean we were en route? Yeah. Can we unmark fatigue? Is it long enough of a journey? Or is it... Especially if we need supplies, like I'd imagine it's not a quick little hop, right?
Yeah.
I'd assume we'd use Rue as like occasionally we'd like recenter ourselves by having
Rue in the
like
sky.
riding her out. Yeah,
have Rue follow Malora in hand.
Probably take turns riding Rue.
If we all rode Rue and it was
cooler.
a long enough thing, then
realistically, we could all ride Rue and just follow Malora in hand.
All right, here's what I'll give you. That's obviously not gonna negate the 2 fatigue that you're gonna mark from choosing this option. But I will let everyone's fatigue go back to 0, and then you will mark the 2 fatigue and the 1 condition.
Amazing.
Nice.
Just to be clear, when 3. I was at 4. Just to be clear, when you mark all 5 conditions, are you out, or is it if you go to mark a 6?
If you mark another condition, you are out.
I would have had 5 if we hadn't returned that.
She just falls off of Rue.
So I have a fun game I'm gonna play with you guys right now called Bad News, Badder News. What would you like first, the bad news or the badder news?
Badder news first.
Okay, the badder news is that Liko has all 5 of her conditions marked.
Whoa.
The bad news is that Monroe's computer is broken and she can't get into tonight's recording. So that's why I was marking the condition for
Let's throw this in the
I
narrative.
guess it's bad or better depending on if you're focusing on in-game world or
where you're
out-of-game
focusing.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's okay. All right,
6
we're
of
in
one,
trouble.
half dozen of the other. But
I love this. You guys are all teetering at the world's edge right now, and it is perfect for what is about to happen. But you get there. Eventually, flying across the sand, you see a tower that rises out of the dune. And it is pretty significant. It's much bigger than we see it, much taller than we see it in Avatar: The Last Airbender, because this is the very beginning of the 100 Years' War. Zhao hasn't come yet. The Siwang tribes people have just started to not bend the sand away. It's only been like a couple generations. So a good deal of Wan Shi Tong's library is still out. But as you can see now, it is still sinking down into the sand. You can see that it does definitely look like there's more to this place underneath the sand.
Mm-hmm.
There is no door, so you're going to have to find a way in. Which I guess you're fine. So we'll just do the ATLA thing of there's a window at the top of a tower.
Find an opening.
Yep.
It's a good thing I have all this rope.
Me too.
Do you?
Well, it's Sand Sailor, so there's lots
Sure.
of rope.
Sure, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Ren's got rope.
Justin,
Brent just has it.
as we get close to the tower, there is something that just kind of sparks for Osa as he sees the tower for the first time. And all of you see as his tattoos inadvertently glow. I'm gonna mark a destiny track, and he has a vision about the tower.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Like I said,
What are you doing?
Yeah, stop it.
So tell us what's happening right now.
Just start slapping him.
Tell us
Actually,
what's happening.
Yeah, no. So, I think that like as Osa sees the tower, just like something clicks, and all of a sudden, like, the tattoos are glowing, or where the tattoos would be, because he doesn't technically have any, but he's glowing. His eyes are glowing. He loses visual of the material world and sees whatever this vision might be. I don't know, but I'll ask you a question, and maybe that'll inform what the vision is.
Sure.
And so for everyone who's curious, I have a new destiny sign. It's Otherworldly Visions. I get to mark my destiny track and have a vision about the situation at hand, and I ask the GM one question and get an honest answer. So my question is, what do we need to know about Wan Shi Tong to avoid trouble here?
Ooh, baby.
Osa, your tattoos glow. And your vision of Wan Shi Tong's library sort of shifts, and you are looking at the same picture of Wan Shi Tong's library, but this time you see a person, a man, who has launched himself into the air towards the spire of one of these towers in order to climb down. And your camera, your vision follows it, and you realize that this is Iron. And I will not show you what Iron finds, because that is not the question you asked me. But at some point, your vision shifts again, and you are seeing Iron like close a book, put it back, and as he's leaving, he sort of looks around, and you see Wan Shi Tong kind of fly down towards him, and it looks like they're having an argument. And then Iron reaches out to touch Wan Shi Tong, and this mass of dark energy, ooey gooey purple ichor just starts spilling and encapsulates Wan Shi Tong. And as your vision fades, tendrils shoot out from Wan Shi Tong and start climbing and snaking up the bookcases and shelves, and you see this energy start to increase and spread across all of the books of knowledge in the library. And then your vision comes back.
As soon as you come to, Ren is already grabbing you.
Justin, can you just put that in real dum-dum terms for me? Like, just as the GM, just answer my question directly for me as well.
Yeah, I will answer it for you as well too.
I like that dum-dum terms.
Can you just answer my question directly?
No, the vision's great. I just need to make sure I understand it.
I understand. Yeah, no, that's part of the move. You saw Iron walk in, so you know this is where Iron was. You saw your best guess is that Kavo has corrupted Wan Shi Tong and the library.
Not good.
Yeah. So you come out of that vision,
Yeah,
world's rushing back. Mm-hmm. You immediately get punched in the face. Che just cracks you in the jaw. I'd like to unmark angry if I can.
I'm picturing us scrambling on top of Rue while we're coiled around the top of the entrance and just see him light up.
To unmark angry.
Lash out at a friend is the second option.
Okay, all right.
Clearing angry.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
There's a lash out.
What are you doing?
Osa just it's kind of rubbing his jaw. If you'd waited 3 seconds, you would have been able to hear me say, I didn't do that. It just happened.
Ren's eyes are more desperate than ever as he's holding you. Did they do something to you?
No, Iron has been here, and Kavo has corrupted the library and probably Wan Shi Tong.
So we're not going in.
We need to go in. We need to know why he was here.
Everyone's permission to maybe try and see if I can ascertain.
No.
What? You know what? Okay, great.
We know that he's
anyway. Justin, I want to see how I can bring peace here, having had that vision. I'm going to roll assess the situation. I'm not going to just take the complication on this one.
Yeah, that seems like a good time to roll and not just take the miss.
Oh, thank God, it was a good roll. Okay, what do I add to assess the situation? Creativity. Oh, even better. That's an 11.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't matter. 10 and 11 is the same thing.
2 questions.
Yeah. So, how can I bring about peace here? Is my first question from my Eyes of the Soul move. And what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. I love this so much. Spirit stuff is weird, right? While you saw that the corruption started with Wan Shi Tong, you know that to some extent, that physical manifestation of the giant owl is just that, a manifestation of the spirit of knowledge. There is a heart of the library that if you can find some way to purge Kavo's corruption from the heart of the library, it will save not only Wan Shi Tong, but the library itself. Is that enough? Good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now your second question, what should you be on the lookout for? The knowledge of the library has become corrupted. And it's not just the library, it's not just knowledge in the sense of 2 + 2 = 4. Well, now 2 + 2 = 5. There are people's lives, people's stories housed in Wan Shi Tong's library. And you have to imagine parts of your stories are housed in Wan Shi Tong's libraries. Maybe not all of it, but certainly some of it. And if those moments, those memories get corrupted, what are you going to have to face from your own past?
The corruption here is deep. And we need to, I think, try to avoid Wan Shi Tong when we go in. He's corrupted. I don't know if we can reason.
Weren't we going to ask him?
Yes, but we need to help him first. And so we need to find the heart of the library. We need to purge the corruption.
What is the heart of the library?
I mean, Wan Shi Tong is a spirit, not a body. Right? He's not as connected to his body as we are. The library is as much him as the form of him is. And so I don't know what the heart, what the core, what the center of the library looks like. I haven't been here, but I know we need to find it.
If you were to walk through a library, what would be the most precious thing?
It depends
the
on the
oldest
library,
book?
but I would guess, the most ancient pieces.
Any one piece of knowledge isn't more valuable than any other piece of knowledge just because it's older. The most valuable thing in a library is the catalog that keeps track of everything that's in it.
Like I said, I've never been here, but I don't think there is one of those. I think Wan Shi Tong is the catalog.
Right, so his heart would be
right. But I mean, it's not like the library in Bossing Say where you walk in and you get the card and then you go and find the scroll that you're looking for based on what the card says.
Right, I'm not saying I'm saying it would be a similar thing, right?
It could manifest that way.
He would be it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't necessarily be the cards, but
maybe we look for something other than him first, and if we can't find it.
It would be the most central location. Something deep. Yeah. I mean, even if I'm wrong, that's probably a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any use fighting this thing if it attacks?
No. If it attacks, we stay together and we avoid it.
Ren had a dagger out. He just sheathes it.
Don't.
His shoulders drop.
Thinking in spirits.
Don't touch any of the materials. If you don't have to touch it to move, don't touch it.
Okay.
All right. Don't touch anything. If Wan Shi Tong attacks us, we stick together. Sounds good enough. Let's go.
Here goes something dumb.
You begin descending down the spire that you entered. The hot sun beating down on you in the desert slowly starts to cool as the room gets darker. Bits of sunlight filtering through the ceiling. As you clear this spire, you find yourself hanging above a walkway in a massive library filled with thousands of rows, filled with thousands of books. It is eerily quiet. What do you do?
So we look for stairs?
Yeah.
Down?
Why don't you assess the situation?
Uh, 11.
Ask me 2 questions.
I forgot what the questions are. Okay. What here can I use to get down to the lowest level?
There's an elevator off to the side.
Great!
It just goes all the way down. It says the heart of the library is one of the buttons. And
oh, nice! That is.
There's just a heart symbol.
I think this is it.
A lot easier than I thought.
You want the answer first before you ask your second question?
Yeah, I feel like my second question might depend.
Okay.
It's also kind of not very different from what's my best way through.
Yep.
So some combination of those.
I will. Yeah, sure. I will. I'll give you both, and I'll give you. You tell me if something I answer doesn't meet what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You see, serendipitously off to the side, the biggest spiral staircase you have ever seen in your entire life. It is massive and stone, and it seems like it goes all the way down to the bottom. The only problem is that, I don't know. Che probably doesn't know a whole lot about Wan Shi Tong's library. I would imagine the only one who really does is Osa. Sort of guarding this staircase they look like mutant four like armed animals. They've got these long like 9-tailed tails behind them, and they're 9-tailed tails, and they're honestly probably about the size of like a medium man, but they're like standing on all fours, walking back and forth, guarding the entrance to this staircase.
I love the RPG terminology, a medium man.
A medium man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, is he... So, you said do you mean four-legged? He is...
Four-legged, yes, okay. Four-legged. Yep.
But if they're standing up,
yeah.
2 arms.
4 armed, down on all 6s.
There he is. 4 legs, 2 arms, down on all 6. They walk really super weird.
9 tails, each with 9 tails.
81 tails.
81 tails.
9 tails, 9 tails. Awesome. Yeah.
So I see that, and it's guarding the stairwell.
They're sort of walking in patrols, essentially.
Osa.
Yeah.
What is that?
Looks like creatures.
Okay.
Your guess is as good as mine.
All right, you got me there. So it's patrolling. Is there an opening in its patrol that we could sneak by to the stair?
Not really. And so I'll give you something for your like, what's my best way through, right? A distraction might work. Get them away from the staircase, but they are pretty consistently walking in front of this, so you're not going to be able to like sneak between patrols.
Is there an opening like near the staircase? Like, is the whole middle or whatever a staircase, or is it like open and there's a staircase? And so like something could fall down next to the staircase or through the staircase or things like that.
Hey, you know what? I love that. If that's how you want to do it, just like fall down and try and grab onto the staircase at a lower level. That sounds epic. Risky AF, but I love it.
I was thinking
not quite
that was
my
an
idea,
option.
but yeah,
this
whole place is made of stone and shake and do something with that.
I can bend stone.
Even better. See, I was going to say that was what Ren was thinking, using his non-bender mind. I could just fall.
What's the quickest way down? I just fall down. What are you talking about?
That's what everyone does, right? We just sorry.
I have an in with the spirit of rebirth, guys. Let's just jump.
Too much confidence for this guy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So the
First time he jumped from a great height.
Too soon. I'm okay. So Che will turn to the group. Okay, I'm going to bend a rock like over there to distract them real quick. We're gonna run over to the stairs. We're gonna do something I've always wanted to do. I am going to bend the stairs flat at a downward angle as we go down, and we will slide down the entire stairwell. Who's with me?
That sounds like the greatest plan any of us have ever come up with.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That seems really dangerous.
It's very dangerous. I will admit that freely, but it's also very cool.
You got me there.
It is less dangerous than riding the chutes.
Yeah, I suppose.
Can I make it more dangerous?
Che, no.
Yeah, stop it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can. I think you can do the plan.
Good. All right. Everybody get in position. We're like sneaking up right to the edge of the bridge. Che will just bend up like one of the tiles and just launch it in the opposite direction.
Give me a trick.
Launch it, launcher. The launcher, launch it.
Which one is?
Creativity.
Okay, thank you. 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a great time to roll it. So you pick 2. They stumble, and you take +1 forward acting against them. They act foolishly, and I tell you an additional opportunity, or they overcommit and they're deceived for some time. I have a feeling I know what you're going to pick, but why don't you tell me?
I'm going to do the overcommit. They're deceived for some time, and I will also just take +1 acting forward to.
Oh, surprises! Okay, all right.
Yes.
Smart.
You can still be surprised. Remember that, GMs. Your players can still surprise you.
Every day.
Every day they surprise me.
All of us are hiding in different parts of Justin's house right now.
Right now.
Oh my god, that'd be so scary.
You spoiled the big surprise.
That would be
terrible.
we took pictures of
screenshots
our
normal
rooms.
backgrounds. Yeah, and we just added them in.
This is my background now.
Why does it sound like you guys are just right outside my door here?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Surprise.
Oh my god. Yes. So you throw this tile, and you see all of them. Their ears perk up, and they turn with like unnatural speed, and start bounding in the direction that they heard this noise. And you have a moment to sneak down and get to the stairs.
Yeah, we try to quickly and quietly move over, and
Of course.
we're surfing down.
Let's slide.
All right.
Justin.
Danny.
So during this commotion, Rozuk, sticking closer to the back of the group, would like to try his best to try, without the knowledge of the rest of the group, to lose them.
Group?
If it means you guys.
Danny.
Bless you. Bless you, Daniel.
So maybe it means staying in the back. We all take turns jumping down, and Rozuk just doesn't jump down. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, look, I mean,
Or you hop
No
off
one's taking
somewhere else
turns.
down
We're
the
just
stairs.
going.
yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
leading.
saying.
Yeah.
They're all
So Rozuk-
jumping, and you
Yeah.
tell me you're not jumping. I'm not going to make you roll.
Yeah, Rozuk,
Yeah.
like during
Yeah,
the
what's
time,
on the
Rozuk makes it
slide?
look like he's about
That's
to
it.
go and jump,
What are you gonna do?
and then he just doesn't.
Oh,
Goes
And then
upstairs. Where'd you
Rozuk
go?
will turn and look around. He wants to figure out where. I'm guessing are there like
Sections.
sections that I can read? There's like,
Yeah, used as a Dewey
literary
Decimal
fiction
system.
and yeah,
Yep.
cool. Okay.
The standard Dewey Decimal system in the Spirit Library.
He wants to find any kind of section on Fire Nation royalty.
Could have done this for however long you wanted after we'd fixed this.
I know, but I love it. I love
There
it.
is
So much.
no reason for this. Just to be clear.
Danny, I will get to you in a second.
there is
Okay,
a
cool.
sliver of reason to it.
chain out launcher.
Yes.
I am leaning towards a push your luck.
That's kind of fair.
I think that's where we're gonna go with it. Unless someone is absolutely like, no, he does this all the time. It's relying on his skills in trading.
I did ride the carts multiple times.
It's
more than once.
And I think those were all push your luck too, because those were also very risky situations.
Yeah, I think no matter what, it's still a risky situation. No matter how many times you've done it,
the risk
is still there.
This is like fundamentally different from the carts too, because you're creating a slide as we go downstairs versus
it's a lot of precision.
It's a lot of precision.
Okay, rolled a 6. Anybody want to?
Oh, I will mark some fatigue.
Tell me how you help, though.
Oh, how do you help? Like you missed one.
You go, Jay. Yeah.
You know what, Justin? I feel like everyone's gonna be mad at me once I say this idea, but what if I marked a destiny track and we play around with self-sacrificing? So I take some of like anything that might take Chase focus is now absorbed.
I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Anything that would take his focus.
Yeah, so like, on a 6, I mean, knowing that, like, basically now the consequence would have been something like you fall off and you all fall X amount of stories and take fatigue at the end of it or conditions at the end of it. But now basically, like, Osa is
essentially negate anything that we would take.
Exactly, yeah.
So I guess you could make us fall, but just nobody.
I'm not going to make you fall and have Osa take 18 fatigue and the 32 conditions.
Yeah, but that technically wouldn't anyway. It just gets canceled. But
yeah, but I will like. It just gets totally canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of fun then, actually. Okay, all right, that's kind of fun.
Oh no.
No, it's good story. It's good story.
Is the RP of this, just to clarify, Johnny?
Yeah.
That Osa is seeing something get precarious and acting in some way?
No, we're about to get there.
Okay.
We're going to get there. Because, Che, you are... It's a miss. I think what it is that you have never done this before, and you sorely miscalculated how tall this staircase is, and you guys start going way too fast for you to be able to keep up, and then you just end up shooting off of the staircase. And as the four of you are just plummeting down to the bottom of Wan Shi Tong's library, you see the ground coming towards you faster and faster and faster. And then you feel this warmth, energy surrounding you. And you look over at Osa, and he's in that fiery form again, where he's got the phoenix wings behind him. His tattoos are glowing. And he has surrounded the four of you in this energy as well. And then you crash into the ground. And as the dust settles, you shake yourselves off. You're alive. Osa looks very beat up, though.
Like new scars, or...
Yes, new scars. And in fact, not only new scars, but that necrotic part of the tattoo has encroached further up his arm.
The black spots.
And it's still following the tattoo itself, right? So
I just kind of like pull my sleeve down over it, hoping nobody saw. And I just say, sorry, I had to.
Yeah, no, that one's on me. That's I'll take that one. That's
well, we're down here, right? I mean, everybody, where's Rozuk?
Rozuk.
Ren just looks all the way up to the top of where we descended from. No sign of him.
He's just at the top waving.
I mean, like if you watch that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, you get a sense of the scale of this library, and it is massive.
You won't be able to see anyone unless you're leaning over the edge waving.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And in fact, since we don't see the bottom of the library, we get some sense that it goes down really deep, but we don't see it. Down here at the bottom of Wan Shi Tong's library, it is actually the place where the library in the spirit world connects with the library in the material world. So instead of like wood bookcases and walkways, you've got these like paths covered in like vines and leaves, and instead of like wood bookcases, it's mostly just like stone shelves, like old and weathered and chipped, and there are way less books down here too, because spirits don't have need for the knowledge that the humans need from the library. And so from here, all the books are up at the top. There's a handful of books down here.
Do I get a sense of any sort of like particularly strong spiritual energy that feels like maybe is connected to Wan Shi Tong down here?
Oh, Johnny. Oh, Osa. Let's see. What do we got? What moves do we got? I mean, you could assess the situation.
13.
Okay, so you can ask me 2 questions.
So,
and you get an extra question from your Eyes of the Soul.
Yes. Okay. I'll ask, what should I be on the lookout for? What here can I use to find the heart of the library? I want to ask who or what has been touched by the spirits, but if I can be more like specific, because obviously, like you said, this is like the kind of the bridge to the spirit world.
Yep.
But like, you know what I'm looking for.
I know what you're getting for. Yep. I know what you're asking. Yep. I'll give some of this to all of you, because as you're down here too, the guardians you saw guarding the staircase were obviously corrupted, and you saw like occasionally sections of the library up top that were corrupted. Down here, it's maybe like 85% corrupted. Like there are just hundreds of these like oozing black purple spots all over this library. So obviously that is one thing, right? You're going to have to beware of the intensity of the corruption down here. I'll give you this. I'll kind of answer both of your questions, your last 2, which is that in the midst of even this corruption, like down pretty far away still, you just glimpse this bright spot, this bright shining energy a ways down. But it also moves you closer and closer to the corruption that you were sensing.
I think that's the way we need to go. And I just point.
Ren looks furious, but just says, okay.
Why do you look furious?
Because Osa glowed again on the way down the stairs.
Oh, sure. Sorry for saving your life. We'll let us all die next time. Should we go? Can we go?
Yeah.
Che just so uncomfortable. Just looks like he wants to say something, but just
should we say something?
For the this is a first for me. I don't think so.
I don't like this. This is weird. Do you think that they thought that about us?
Which time?
All the times.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Every other
probably.
time.
And as the four of you just continue walking down this hallway, we cut back up to the top of the library.
I've been played.
Rozuk, there's a move also in Wan Shi Tong's adventure guide called Seeking Information Sneakily. In other words, you haven't...
Sneakling information.
Sneakling information. When you sneak around Wan Shi Tong's library in search of information, mark a condition and say what question you hope to have answered.
What I'm seeking... Sorry, can you repeat that?
Say what question you hope to have answered.
And mark a condition.
And mark a condition.
Okay. I already have the 2 marked. I already had guilty marked. I marked troubled on the way here. I'm going to mark angry.
Okay.
A voice. I heard a voice in my head.
Angry.
It just...
Oh, man. Okay. We're going to roll with modifiers. Have you kept your presence secret from Wan Shi Tong and his knowledge seekers? If yes, take +1. I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In general, yeah.
I think if anything, there's even a lower chance of them noticing Rozuk because he snuck away.
We'll find out. We'll see what the roll has to say. Has your visit to the library been relatively brief so far? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Have your presence and actions in the library been innocuous and harmless so far?
Yeah.
I think so. So you don't take a -1 for that. So still +2.
Nice.
Last question. Are you keeping to the safe or openly accessible parts of the library? Now here's where I might...
Well, the bottom group definitely is not.
According to the guard animals, nay.
Yeah. I think you take a -1 for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because at its current state, the library is not safe.
Especially with
At
the
all.
corruptedness.
There's no part of it that is safe.
So you're taking a +1 total to this roll. So go ahead and roll 2d6 +1. This is so good.
So I barely ever get to roll physical dice when we play this because we always use Foundry. It's so much easier. But today I am able to, and I have a plethora of dice. So I took 2 different sets of 2d6. Okay. I have this green and brown one for when Rozuk is abiding more to his, like neutral self, like, oh,
you
just like
let's
be
dice?
peaceful and stuff. I got these 2 red d6 with dots for when Rozuk is embracing his inner fire.
Danny, roll the dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll the dice.
I'm rolling the green and the blue.
I can't with this man.
An 8 + 1, so 9.
He's your brother-in-law.
I know.
Hey, I'm your half brother.
He just spent 3 days here, and can't believe I have to see him again tonight. On a hit, did you tell me what question you want answered?
No, I didn't.
You gotta tell me that.
He's specifically looking for any information on Fire Nation royalty.
For what purpose?
He honestly not just for the purpose of learning of Akodo, but he wants to learn of his lineage in general on Akodo's side as well. So I don't know how to word that in a question.
That's fine. I want. Did you really just do this just so you can get a brief history of Fire Nation royal lineage?
Well, he also wants to know if there's any information on where Akodo is.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
That is the juicy question I want you to ask.
Question.
It's got the juice.
Also,
you could go to literally any library of the Four Nations and probably find a book on the history of the Fire Nation royals.
You compromise our entire mission and the safety of all of us.
I just wanted some historical fiction.
If he finds a book called like Who is Rozuk, he'll pick that up too, you know?
On
he's
a
hiding
hit.
himself.
So you got a 7, you got a 9.
9.
7 to 9, that is a hit. You find your answer. So you are searching through the library stacks for quite some time. Quietly. Every now and then you hear something and you like stop. And then keep going. And eventually you find a book called A History of Genu. And you start flipping through it.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, no, Rozuk does, like, he looks around and he grabs the book and then starts flipping through it.
And as you start flipping through it, you find out some information. Some of it you already knew, which is that Sanfen and Ikoro were in Genu when Naozao came to save her. But what Sanfen didn't know, but that this book, whoever this author is, maybe it's a spirit even, knows, is that Genu banished Ikoro from the material world. And he is currently trapped in the fog of lost souls. And it is as you read that sentence that you hear a rustling at the end of the bookshelves. And you look up, and there's no one there.
As soon as Rozuk hears the rustling, he closes the book and puts it in a bag on his person.
And when you look back up, your mother is standing in front of you. And we will see you next week.
What?
Mom? How did you get here?
Oh, wow.
Huh. This is
fun stuff.
This is terrible.
Fun stuff. I love it. It's great. This is so good.
It's only a fun campaign if we're all actively being detrimental to the entire group's goal.
It adds flavor. You know, I'm with you. Like if you just accomplish your goals all the time together, like it wouldn't be as interesting.
So I love that Ren's way of ruining everything is by always trying to help more people.
Love the moment of balance, Steve. That was so good.
So good.
Such an unprepared moment. That was wonderful. Just
been waiting for a while.
Fun stuff all around.
Here.
Yeah. We are having so much fun playing this game. I think probably by the time you hear this too, my physical book will be here. So we'll probably show that. And we hope you enjoyed exploring the foreign nations with us. This is the Flying Bison Podcast, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
The Flying Bison Podcast is an independent podcast. If you feel like directly supporting the show, please check out our Patreon. While the Flying Bison Podcast seeks to emulate the tone of Avatar: The Last Airbender, this is an improv tabletop role-playing game, and the actors may briefly depict scenes with more mature story elements. Avatar Legends is developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Sendai, and outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Cate and Matthew Mahnke. You can find more of their work at pomakin.com. Link in the show notes.